Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to present President Donald Trump with fresh options for attacking Iran's military and nuclear infrastructure during his upcoming U.S. visit. According to U.S. and Israeli media, Trump is set to host Netanyahu for talks later this month at his Lago residence in Florida, where Iran's missile and nuclear programs are expected to dominate the agenda. Israel is weighing new strike scenarios amid mounting concern that Iran is rapidly expanding and restoring its ballistic missile capabilities following this year's 12-day war. NBC News reported on December 20th that Netanyahu plans to brief Trump on these developments, a story that was quickly echoed and amplified by Israeli outlets. According to those reports, Netanyahu is likely to lay out multiple strike options, including a scenario in which Israel carries out attacks on Iran entirely on its own. Other menu options are said to include an Israeli operation with limited U.S. support, a fully joint U.S.-Israeli operation, and, at the far end of the spectrum, a U.S.-led attack with Israel in a supporting role. Four former senior U.S. officials have already been quietly briefed on Israel's thinking ahead of the Trump meeting, according to sources cited in those reports, underscoring how advanced the planning has become. Israeli officials are reportedly alarmed by intelligence suggesting that Iran has ramped up production lines for ballistic missiles, despite the damage inflicted during June's U.S.-Israeli strikes. New satellite imagery and internal assessments of Iran's efforts to inspect and repair bombed nuclear sites are also fueling Israeli fears that Tehran is moving quickly to recover lost capabilities. Israeli security officials allege that Iran has begun rebuilding uranium enrichment infrastructure that was hit during the war, potentially restoring some of the capacity lost in the June attacks. During the 12-day conflict in June, the United States and Israel struck key facilities, including parts of the Natanz enrichment complex and other elements of Iran's nuclear network. Recent commercial satellite images show Iran placing panels over what remains of the anti-drone structure at Natanz pilot fuel enrichment plant. Analysts say the Iranian move could both conceal the full extent of the damage and allow technicians to examine wreckage away from prying eyes. Israeli officials have acknowledged that Israel itself suffered heavy losses during the 12-day war, as Iran retaliated with large-scale missile salvos and drone strikes against Israeli targets. Tehran shocked many Western observers by firing hundreds of ballistic and cruise missiles in coordinated waves, demonstrating volume and accuracy that strained Israeli and U.S. air defense systems. Israeli sources now warn that Iran's ballistic missile arsenal poses a very real and growing threat to regional security, especially if the production remains uninterrupted, as Iranian commanders claim. A former senior Israeli official said, and I quote, "There is no real question after the last conflict that we can gain aerial superiority and can do far more damage to Iran than Iran can do to Israel. But the threat of the missiles is very real, and we weren't able to prevent them all last time." Unquote. Beyond Iran, Netanyahu is also expected to face questions from Trump about his handling of the fragile Gaza truce and the political fallout from ongoing violence there. Hamas and other Palestinian factions have repeatedly accused Israel of violating the Gaza ceasefire, alleging hundreds of breaches and hundreds of Palestinian deaths since the truce took effect.